Well, it's me again. I have another burden on my heart to share, and a little bit of that also today was kicked off a little bit with Doug, but I already had this planned and in my head to do. Um, but I'm going to start out with this. I don't always start out with a scripture, but I am today, which means I may lose plenty of people early on. That's fine. That's between you and whatever you believe. But I'm going to start out at Matthew 12:30. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. Can you see that? Matthew 12:30. I said that, and I'm starting out with this because I said yesterday there's only two sides. There's this side, and this is red letter words, that's speaking of Jesus. You're on Jesus and God's side, or you're on Satan's side. There is no middle. In fact, if you think that you are in the middle, then really you've chosen a side by not choosing. And sadly, it won't be this side because Jesus has to be chosen. To do nothing, to stay lukewarm, you will inadvertently, without doing anything, you will have chosen, by not choosing, which side you're on. There is so much deception in the world. And now that I've got us off on this footing with this verse here, and to see, and I'm not talking left or right or whatever country you're in, Jesus is universal. God is universal. Satan is universal. There's no boundaries. There's no barriers as far as the domain. In fact, Satan is the ruler of the earth. But that's all. And that's only for a season. With people being so deceived, I wanted to get on here in my pathetic way, in my sad, pathetic old lady way, to show you some clues for some of y'all. Now, most of y'all hopefully do already know this, so preaching to the choir, I'm not trying to preach to the choir. I'm trying to maybe open the eyes of somebody that doesn't understand certain things. How do you tell the difference between one side is good and one side is evil? Well, there's several different ways. I'm going to hit some of y'all hard right in the get-go. And some of these names and words, I'm not even going to necessarily say them, just in case the censorship is as bad as I'm being led to believe. So this is number 45. See that name up there? That term right there? Read that. Ready to release suppressed technologies. That was July 13, 2021 is whenever this was done. But here it's saying this was stated on Inauguration Day. We stand at the birth of a new millennium. I need y'all to understand this. Ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth from the miseries of disease, and to harness the industries and technologies of tomorrow, and a new national pride. This all sounds great. Okay, NESARA is meant to enable the releases of over 6,000 patents of suppressed technology and, well, you can see this, that are being withheld from the public under the guise of national security. This all sounds wonderful, but there's GESARA and NESARA. We need to learn, and NESARA, I'm thinking I'm quoting this right, is part of the financial thing. This is all encompassing. I voted number 45 both times because, and it wasn't even so much I voted for someone as I have voted against something that I knew was coming. And I don't regret my vote then. However, 2020 was a very interesting time for all of us. I think it was a way for God to reset some of us and put us in a position to sit down and, we literally were locked down. If anything backfired on the establishment, it was the fact that some of us with minds like mine, which isn't the greatest, but I'm very inquisitive, I'm very curious, and I've learned to listen to the leads that I'm given, and I check them. And so I discovered certain things that had 2020 not happened, I may not have ever known it. Except that I have been praying for many years now for the Lord to show me what I need to know. So, for all of y'all that may get ticked off at me, understand what is being said here. Look up some of this, like that word, Nasera is the other one. Look up some of this stuff. And before I even go on from the other, and this is why I'm starting out saying, yes, I voted number 45. I did, both times. Something changed in 2020. It's like a scheduling was rushed up. I don't know how to say it any differently than that. It's like a plan that was already set in motion took off like a rocket. Was it because of him and they feared him? I don't know. I do believe, I love the fact he was America first, and I think almost all of us did. But go deeper, dig deeper. I don't understand why the Holy Spirit isn't telling people to dig deeper. Something changed in 2020, and I felt it just like a slap in the face whenever I sensed something was wrong, whenever we had that disease that came, and certain liquids was fast-tracked. And number 45 was proud of the fast-tracking. It bypassed all the studies, all the this, all the that, all the regulations, and basically was forced through all of the regulations and put towards the forefront. And it even began the take the poke in the arm was back from number 45. So before I'm going to give him a pass, I had to recognize his part in some of this. Some people said that he was misled. Well, then he's not the leader that we thought he was, okay? That I don't know any other way to say it. The other thing that I noticed happen with all the riots and everything in 2020, we see some of the executive orders that has been done since number 46 is in. We saw some executive orders that were done in number 45. But for some reason, he couldn't do anything about the rioting and the looting and the destroying. I'm not buying that, and I'm not giving him a pass on it. Nor do I give him a pass on get the Pope, or poke in the arm. All right, here's another thing to look for. Now he's part of the same thing. Same bird, different wing. And this is part of what I'm trying to show some of us, hopefully, that don't already get this. This is another thing, that if you don't know about this right here, can you see that? Well, Chrislam. Ever heard of it? That's the marrying, the combining, the conjoining of the Christian, which is Chris, and the Lam for Islam. In other words, they're combining, see that? One world religion. This one's in Dubai. They started, I think it was in Africa or whatever it was. These are good examples. If whoever you think you're supporting, or you're sitting back and really backing them and go T or go B or see if they're supporting this. See what is happening here. And these are in no particular order. Forgive me for that. For someone who is so spot on, I don't know how to do the filming. Okay, here's Chrislam combines Christian and Muslim beliefs. Anyone that has one iota of understanding of what the Bible is about and what Christ was about will know you cannot combine these two. Okay? Not going to happen. It's not. It's not going to happen. Why do they keep doing that? Here's another one to look for. Keywords right there. See this right here? See this? Read this whole sentence. B says the N and the W and the O is coming, and America must lead it. This should have flags all over you. In fact, if you look this up, even in Wikipedia today, it shows that that's a conspiracy theory still. I beg your pardon, it's not. In fact, if you go back some years, even the Bushes come out with this, stating that same bird, different wings. The left and the right. This isn't about left and the right. This is about God and Satan, good and evil. That's it. That's how it's simple, but yet it's not simple. Okay, now let me click over to this. Another thing to look for is this right here, UBI, the Universal Basic Income. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it? That you can get money and not work for it. How old are you people? I'm being facetious in a way. I'm almost 70. I don't get nothing given to me, even though I live on Social Security. I mean, I kind of do if you get down to it, but I worked for many, many years to get the little half a tad that I've got. So we can sit here and say, oh, that's wonderful. I am going to be paid. And the younger group, the Gen Zs and whatever, they want this. They thought they voted this in. You can do some of your research, because I could spend hours explaining some of this stuff to y'all. Universal basic income. All right, in order for this to happen, the cash has to be eliminated. And in case some of y'all, if there's anyone out there that doesn't understand this, once this digital stuff comes in, there is no such thing as cash, and everything can be tracked and traced. And also, everything can be controlled. Not just tracked and traced, it can be controlled. And I'm sorry that I'm jumping around in subjects. I tried to get this in some semblance of order and just couldn't. We all know who this is, right? Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum. I just want to, without clicking on these, I did a Google search, because I remembered a few years ago that he praised Xi Jinping. And not only that, just read this right here. World Economic Forum founder and chair Klaus Schwab told CGTN, Schwab praised China's achievements at the modernization since the late. I'm not going to click on this. Y'all can look this up. And says, here's another one. This is was published on December 2nd, 2022. Klaus Schwab says China is a role model. Oh, really? I think we should be very careful in imposing systems, but the Chinese model is certainly a very attractive model. Hello, this is a flag. Anyone that is understanding this and still wants this, either you are already part of one side or you don't understand it. Okay, now I wanted to go to this. This is where Doug had mentioned something about this, and oddly, I have already been thinking of how I could share this with y'all. So that same one I shared yesterday, Doug and Stacy, that website channel, check that out. I'm going to scroll down here. Some of y'all don't know what the young global leaders are. Some of you may not even understand what the World Economic Forum is, and the G7 nations and yada yada yadas. And I'm going to highlight, hopefully you can see that, Build Back Better. Build Back Better. Huh, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? I want to scroll down here. Number one, do your own homework. I don't know how to say this anymore. Doing your own homework is as important as earning your own money. It means something more to you when you can research it and say, well, I'll be darned, I didn't know that. So much started falling into place quickly in 2019 and 2020. And all three CEOs of the three American pharmaceutical companies are frequent Davos attendees. If you don't know what Davos is, I don't have time to explain it right now. You need to do some research. But even beyond COVID-19, the same can be said about the next current thing, Russia and Ukraine. I'm not going to get into that. But I want to point out some names from this global thing, and some of the people, it's going to jump out at you. For example, some specific attendees, including Henry Kissinger, Bill Clinton, Anthony Fauci, are named as members. Huh. Who would have thunk it? All right. And have an influence on WEF policies. Or often those who speak at Davos have influence on WEF policies as agenda contributors. Look at the names. There's number 46. There's number 45. There's China. There's that one. There's that. I really need y'all to understand here. That, the transhumanist author. Look at some of these names. The State Street, the BlackRock. Their agenda contributors. Let's see. There's been a whole bunch of graduates of this. It won't mean anything to you if you won't look it up. I don't have the time to read all of this. I would if I could, but then this video would be an hour long. Look at some of these names. I need y'all to understand something. Now, am I saying that this is indeed what has happened? No. I'm giving you a what if. Some of the most powerful people alive have participated in this program. World leaders such as Putin, Trudeau, Macron, Merkel, and business leaders like Gates and Bezos and Zuckerberg. But where I want to point this out, and I just showed you the China thing just a moment ago, being praised by this same group, and him being a graduate. How do we know? I know who's the bully. I know who we're told is the bully, and they're not good people. Please understand me. I'm not saying, oh, he's a good guy. But when did he not become a wing of the same evil bird? Are they, I don't know how to say it without maybe getting myself flagged. What's the possibility that they're still on the same team? But you almost have to have an opponent. You almost have to have the bad guy to point to. Well, he certainly won. And China another. How convenient, because that way now we can get both sides who actually are the same, different wings on the same bird, that one side will say, hey, look over here, the other side, look over here. Well, we're sitting here with cricks in our necks looking back and forth so that we miss what is happening. There's been so many leaders here. I need you to look. Now, this one has been disputed. Dan Crenshaw, he swears, and it supposedly has been checked out that he wasn't part of it. But some of these names aren't going to surprise you at all. There's Newsom, Kinzinger, Buttigieg, Nikki Haley, Tulsi Gabbard. You need to understand some of these because there's Republicans and Democrats all on here. All. Look at some of these names. Look this up. Look at this name right here. president of the UK are? They're all graduates. Are we sure we're not being misled? And here's, look at this one. You see that? North Korea. It will blow your mind to see who all is in on this. And I want to show you something else too. Bear with me just a moment. Here's where it's saying that they had evidence that Crenshaw supposedly did send an email that he was invited, but he didn't go. I don't know. But here's other names in the media. Please look at some of these things. Stephanopoulos, Cooper, Jones, Sorkin, Stevens, Bremer, Sanjay Gupta. All right, I won't show you a name, and then I'm going to the next. Look at that. Richard Branson, Chelsea Clinton, Alexander Soros. I need you to look at this too. One of the Rothschilds. Look at that right there. Can you see that? You even have actors with great influence. We need to wake up. Everything is not as it seems. And look at this. This may surprise some, but even Elon Musk is a listed YGL in it. So I'm going to get off of that because I'm going into another. I didn't even mean to take that long on there. I'm just showing you we are being deceived. Okay, and you can look up more about what is Gesera. It is a whole different thing. And it is a CBDC, from what I can tell. It may not be the same one that the other side is touting, but they've got both sides tied up because both sides is offering, the left and the right, is offering a solution. And they're saying in the beginning that, oh no, we're still going to allow cash. Don't worry about that. That's a lie. It will be allowed for a while, but you can't control us when we're given choices. And it's hard to follow everything when it's paid in cash. So I don't know any other way to tell you how to be aware of some of this stuff. And getting back on number 45, I'm ashamed to admit this. Now, some of y'all won't even know what I'm talking about, and that's a little bit sad, but on the other hand, I'm kind of glad you don't. When November of 2020 happened, I told you that I felt like the Lord had put on my heart, don't worry, I've got this. This is a Jacob and Esau moment. So whenever the things were counted and so happened, all of a sudden, once everything reversed and went to the other camp, you remember not long after January of 2021, well, actually even before then, I don't know about you, but I started hearing things, don't worry, we've got white hats working on this. Now, I'm going to, I guess, tell myself here, don't worry, number 45 has it all under control. He knows what he's doing. It's all under control. We got white hats working on this. Heard that? Even right now, and I'm not going to shame anybody, I'm not going to do anything because I followed it for 2 years thinking, oh, good. This is all a mistake and we're not heading towards that horrible time that's coming. This is my opinion. I think a lot of that, I followed it for so long, is to keep certain of us, a certain side on the right, quiet and meek and mild, thinking, don't worry, it's covered, we got it. Well, we're 3 years in. Who's got what where? No. God would have already flipped this if it was going to be flipped. No. We're being misled. We're being told something that is not true. I've heard everything from the Pope was killed 3 years ago to recently that, well, I'm afraid to even call some names, to be honest with you, that this person has been court-martialed and executed, yada, yada, yada. There's no proof. But yet a whole group is being held in limbo because, don't worry, y'all. No, hold on. The white hats have this. Okay. Well, you know who has this? The Lord. Let me see what this is. All right, now this is just a very generic, because I've already made this longer and my camera may cut off. I don't know. It's doing a countdown now. The deception of the end times. Sort of do a study on this. I've read over and over about Matthew 24:24, for false Christs and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders so as to lead astray, if possible, even the elect. That's a verse I want to address. I'm not sure how to do it. Why? What strange wording. If possible, even the elect. There's something to that, people, and I'm hoping the Lord will show me. But over and over throughout the Bible, for the time is coming when people will not endure sound teaching, but having itching ears, they will accumulate for themselves teachers to suit their own passions, and will go away from listening to the truth and wander off. Research that. There's something. People are being deceived. Now here is Revelation 13. Let's see. And I'm thinking there's something, this is going to be different in real life than what some of us are thinking. And I saw one of his heads, is talking about the beast that come out of the sea. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. I'm thinking, just like I did, that there's a lot of us are waiting. We think we're going to be warned when we discover who that was that got wounded in the head that should have been a deadly wound and was healed. I'm not sure that's going to manifest itself in the way we're thinking. I don't know, though. I don't know. I will say I'm very concerned with let's see, I'm going to jump down to verse 8. This gives me, let's see, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Now let me jump down. Excuse me for jumping around. I'm sorry. I'm begging y'all to do some of your own research. This blows my mind too. Coming to the so many people says that there's not a rapture. I don't know if there is. I keep saying that. I can't say that there is, and that will swear that no Christians will be there in the tribulation. One side says, and then the other side says that's ridiculous. So verse 16, and this is in the King James, and he causeth all, A-L-L, what does that mean to you? All, and he, meaning the beast, causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or in their foreheads. That almost seems like, and then no man might buy or sell, save that he has a mark. If you don't understand this, this is coming. I'm finding it hard to believe. Why would the Bible say that?